Who says people without hair can't rock a stylish hairdo? He looks like some waterbender. Incredibly cool. This touching story shows animals not only need our protection, but sometimes can also come to our rescue. The girl has epilepsy, and her dog is trained to help her in case of a seizure. Checks out how quickly he reacts when he senses it approaching. You can feel the incredible magnitude of this explosion, even from behind the screen. I get the feeling that the pilot saw a chance to create some chaos and didn't hesitate to take advantage of it. He's getting ready to take a dip in the crystal clear water, but he has no idea yet who will join him.
Look, he's swimming quick.
This is a barracuda, by the way. Did you notice how fast it is? Just like this pregnant cat, many stray animals don't easily trust humans. Luckily, there are caring and resourceful guys like this one. Here's a game of focus. That could be over in one jump. Unfortunately, these fishermen now have to deal with competition from a hungry and highly accurate flock of birds. Perito Moreno Glacier is a popular attraction, and here's what tourists love about it.
Qué pasada, ¿no? Qué pasada, oye. Qué naturaleza, ¿eh? Por eso tenemos que acercarnos.
Já viu isso, um tal da Itaúba? Essa aqui não sei não, mas dá cara de ser oca, hein?
10 safety points out of 10. The guy accidentally ended up in a jacuzzi with crocodiles. No clue what's happening here, but the way they're syncing up is pretty cool.
It's got a little bit of Corona and St. Elmo's on it. The way water flows can be so captivating. Now think about how awe-inspiring it is to witness its volumes during a dam release. Looks like he's going to spend way more time inside the cabin than he thought.
I dropped my phone right.
Just grab.
It's $1,000 phone. I don't care.
It was a bit of a gamble, but fortunately, the alligator was feeling friendly that day and seemed to have a full belly. I'm not sure about the race, but in synchronized swimming, ducks took the gold. Surprise twist! Turns out it's the cat who choreographed this dance.
No podía respirar.
With the amazing support this little blind girl is getting, she's got a real shot at winning the champion title. He's already got the luck. All that's left is to put in some practice and he'll become a basketball star. No rollerblades, no skateboard, no bike. So what? You can always do this instead.
What the f? I'm scared. Oh.
It's just their hope that's keeping the bag from falling. The guys rented a cabin in the woods and thought, why bother locking the car doors? There's nobody around. Poor thing probably thought his ride had arrived.
He's in the front seat! He's going in the front seat!
Ой, молодец, молодец. Молодец.
Let's give credit not only to those who came to the rescue, but also to the cat's smarts. Not only doctors are heroes in an ambulance, impressive maneuvering from a true pro.
Don't even think about it, just rip that.
Rip it.
She definitely never skipped leg day. The guys who got a table on the restaurant's summer terrace are in for a dinner under the stars. Want to know if kayaking is your thing? Here's a simple and safe way to find out. You might think the guy's just a dishwasher. But he's actually practicing for his magic trick show. Probably the softest landing I've ever seen. It must be insanely cool to have a car that doesn't even need a bridge to cross a river. Or the one that lets you forget about shoveling snow. Whoever was supposed to clean this roof must be grateful to the architect. You think the cameraman is driving fast? How confident should you be in your skills to drive in such conditions, relying solely on the image on the monitor? If just looking at it's mesmerizing, picture what it'd be like to take a leisurely walk there. Let's enjoy this captivating volcanic eruption in Iceland. The guy deserves at least a bonus for being clever, and if he reaches his destination, he might even get a promotion.
が繋がんないんですよ。そうですよね。どうも。这看一碰的时候，它。
You've already got a bit of coconut that you're eating. What are you doing?
If we stay here all day, though, we can see stuff.
They must like the meat and they settle for the husk.
Yeah, maybe.
Hello everyone. Wild weather, mechanical mishaps or human mistakes, accidents at sea can happen for various reasons. But in any case, they do happen all the time. Today, you'll see the most epic ship accidents. Let's check them out.
We got 20 foot, 10 foot. Oh! Oh! Kissing it, kissing it. Oh! Connection, baby. Holy moly. It damn sure did, son. It?
At first glance, it may seem like nothing's going to go wrong here, but that's not the case.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. No way.
It's understandable that she's in shock, but just imagine what the unsuspecting people inside the building felt.
Beauty. I hope nobody was in there.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
We're not sure why the captain of this ship pushed the vessel ahead of him right into a city street, but we think he should pick on someone his own size. This video feels more like a Pirates of the Caribbean moment than something from real life. Imagine you're on a boat trip in the Netherlands, having a great time, and when you reach the port, this is what you see. The captain didn't slow down in time, so the sailboat crashed into a docked boat. It was like a legit sea battle. Trucks getting stuck under overpasses isn't that uncommon. But what if a similar situation happened to a 370-foot ship? This is exactly what happened to the cargo ship Sea Grand in South Korea. The video shows the ship heading straight for a highway bridge and ending up wedged between the supports. Just imagine what the drivers on the bridge must have felt at that moment. But seeing a cruise ship go up in flames from a distance, taking your dreams of sea adventures with it, is better than being on board when it collides with another ship. Whoops! The captain attempted a turn but missed it by quite a few feet, resulting in a nasty dent in the rear of the other ship. I bet the passengers were quite taken aback, but luckily no one was hurt. What really surprises me is how chill these ladies are. It's as if they witness a 270-foot super yacht wrecking stuff on the dock every single day. Or maybe it's just the wine starting to hit them. The people who filmed this video went to the top deck of the cruise ship to check out the view of the dock in Jamaica. But the captain thought that just cruising past wasn't cutting it, so he decided to get closer. The crew aboard the Spanish vessel Luno off the French coast experienced the formidable force of the ocean. Caught in the midst of the most intense storm, with winds reaching speeds of 62 miles per hour, the ship was tossed against the rocks. In a matter of moments, it fractured into two like a splinter. The good news is that the 11-member crew was safely evacuated with no casualties. However, the memory of this sea journey will stay with them for a lifetime. Believe it or not, this breach is really that big. Cruising along the Argentine River, the captain of a 750-foot cargo ship lost control because of a rudder malfunction and smashed into a bridge piling. They quickly called in 2 tugboats, but the most amazing thing is, despite its size, the breach was just on the surface and the ship didn't sink. The people in this Netherlands town had quite an interesting morning. I mean, how often do you witness such a gigantic thing floating by your window?
Oh, vuile als je dat niet kan varen! Dat is ons ongeluk van januari! Vuile! Wat is het? Romein, Paul?
As far as we know, the ship captain suddenly felt sick and lost control of the vessel. As a result, all the watercraft docked here got damaged. Luckily, help arrived in time for the captain. The ship's captain made a small mistake and ended up crashing into a seaport in Indonesia. The walking bridge from the port city of Guayaquil to Santay Island in southwest Ecuador works as a drawbridge, raised just enough for boats to pass. But on that day, the current was too strong to stop the boat from moving. Although this scene looks eerie, no one got hurt, except for the nearly $16 million structure. Cameramen never die, of course, but still, I wouldn't be standing so close to where those super tense cables are snapping if I were him. Check out this video from Elba Island in Italy to see what happens when a crew forgets to drop anchor in time. Check out this video of a Japanese container ship in the port of Busan, South Korea. Something went wrong, and you can see the ship suddenly veering left and crashing into a huge gantry crane.
아니요, 이제 저장 캡처하고 있어요, 그것도. 와, 젓가락처럼.
Surprisingly, nobody got hurt in this incident, though both the ship and the crane took a beating.
Oh, die Krone valt! Die Krone valt! Wow, Arab Hashem!
This video proves that accidents on water aren't always the fault of captains or engineers. In Antwerp, Belgium, a massive 1,000-foot container ship, all docked and secure, got swept away by crazy 50-mile-per-hour winds. The ship ended up smashing into a harbor crane, causing it to collapse right onto the ship. With the winds blowing like crazy, the port staff didn't even have to unload the cargo. Picture this. You're peacefully waiting on the pier for the departure when, out of nowhere, a deafening rumble shakes the surroundings. And then, this happens. The people at the port of the Turkish city of Balıkesir had an incredibly unsettling experience that day. A ferry collided with the pier at a high speed, causing everyone present to panic and scatter. There were 80 passengers on board at that moment, and judging by the aftermath, it's nothing short of a miracle that no one was hurt. The Egyptian container ship Sea Eagle was set to unload at Turkey's Iskenderun port, like many others do regularly, but things took an unexpected turn. As a forklift at the port was lifting a container, the cargo ship started to tip over. Check out the scale of it. Thankfully, the crew was able to evacuate, but the incident resulted in losing 24 containers and causing an oil spill. It later came out that the ship had stability problems for some reason, and it never managed to stabilize. Moving ships around the port is a big job for tugboats. If they mess up, it can cause some serious problems. As you could notice, this tugboat was not only going pretty fast, its cable also snapped during a turn, causing the ship to crash into a house, which thankfully was empty.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's going.
Look it, it's going under.
Stop.
Is it really gonna fit?
It's definitely gonna fit.
Stop. It's not gonna fit.
That is mad tight.
They're like, is that gonna fit? No way.
That, I can't even believe that.
No.
Stack is the highest point.
Look at that move. Does not look like plenty of room. That looks like Titanic 2023 going down in Staten Island.
Shit on top of it. There's so much room.
Whatever. That's a mansplain right there. Look at that. I can't believe that made that. I thought we were gonna be caping the Titanic, Riley.
This guy acted like he was on some video game mission, but now he's finding out he's got to deal with real-world consequences. Keeping your distance on the water is as crucial as it is on the road.
Oh, la madre.
When a Turkish bulk carrier crashed into a Vietnamese cargo ship in the Singapore Strait, the Vietnamese vessel got a hole and started sinking. Fortunately, rescuers showed up in time to save the crew.
Oh, su madre.
Both captains hesitated, waiting for the other to make a move, but in the end, neither did anything to stop the collision. Every now and then, mishaps out at sea don't just cost shipping companies millions, but also wreak havoc on the environment. Take the incident in the Mediterranean Sea, for instance. Back in 2018, when a Tunisian ship and a Cypriot vessel collided, one of them leaked engine fuel, leaving a 2.4-mile-long pollution trail. It took 5 days to separate the ships. The captain got a bit too confident, believing he could navigate his mega yacht under the bridge, but it didn't go as planned.
toccato. Stonk si sta incagliando. Opla. Slowly, certo. Opla. E ora sta fermo lì.
Judging by these screams, the person filming this is quite anxious. And who wouldn't be? It's hard to stay calm when a massive tanker is heading straight for your ship. This ship chose the worst possible time to flaunt her water drifting skills. Good thing the lifeboats saved the day and did what they were supposed to do, prevented the ship from getting a hole.
Hey! No! No! Hey!
Maybe he's screaming like that because he wants to warn the captain, but it's too late. Accidents on the water often result from negligence, and even with all necessary precautions, it's impossible to completely prevent unfortunate incidents. A case in point is the rapid sinking of a jack-up rig, caused by the sudden collapse of the seabed beneath it. Check out how quickly the dark waters engulf such a massive structure. There are several ways to launch a ship, but it doesn't always go as planned. Here, a bunch of people gathered to see a ship being launched, and they almost witnessed it tipping over. Luckily, they managed to steady it. The ship's okay, and the crowd got their show, and that's what matters.
Hey there. We all use mass-produced products every day without really thinking about how they're made. But you know what? Sometimes the process of making even the simplest things can be pretty fascinating. So, how about we take a peek behind the scenes of a few mass production lines? Let's get it on. You've probably seen marble looking beautiful at the end, but let's see how it gets there. marble comes from mining operations like these because it's a type of rock found in mountains. There are various ways to extract it, but to end up with large pieces of this heavy material, you've got to use different tools. For instance, special stone cutters with saws made of extremely hard alloys or crane machines. Huge deposits of marble are cut into blocks that only an excavator can lift. After mining, the stones are sent for processing, where they're cut, polished, and sometimes artificially aged using diamond brushes before being polished. Additionally, the stones undergo heat treatment involving high pressure, temperatures, and various acids. Just think about the journey a marble countertop takes before it ends up in your kitchen. We use heaps of resources the planet offers, but regrettably not all are renewable. That's why it's key for people to get savvy about recycling and reusing such materials. A prime example of wise consumption? Recycling tires. Instead of tossing old tires, you can send them to a special factory. There, they'll chop them up into pieces and grind them down. The material goes through several stages and ends up as a crumb rudder, from which they remove any impurities. In the end, the factory gets great raw materials for making new tires. Over at another production site, crumb rudder from recycled tires is mixed with other materials in specific ratios. Once heated, the resulting mixture becomes uniform in texture. Meanwhile, various components are also being made at the factory, which are blended with rubber to form a template. This template is then placed into a special mold, where under high pressure and high temperature, the tire finally takes on its ultimate form. Here's how a tire can be reborn. Now let's see the journey a car takes from blueprint to ready to drive. It starts at the body manufacturing plant. First up, they build the substructure, then add the sides and roof, followed by the doors and hood. Next comes a meticulous inspection, ensuring those seams are solid and even. If it passes inspection, they'll paint the frame before sending it off to the assembly line. The final phase looks like a scene straight out of a movie. Everything comes together. The car gets its finishing touches, a luxurious interior, engine, electrical components, and then the wheels. Gasoline and other essential fluids are poured in, and ta-da! This beauty is ready to grace the showroom floor, patiently awaiting its new owner. Right now, this piece of metal doesn't look like much, but soon enough it'll transform into a knife. It's starting to take shape already, but there's more to come. Next up for the knife is heat treatment. First, it'll be heated up, then rapidly cooled down, and then heated up again to around 150 degrees Celsius, before being cooled once more. Thanks to this process, the future knife will become even tougher and stronger. Next, the item is polished to add shine. Then fitted with a lovely wooden handle. After a few final touches, the master will have a beautiful handmade knife in hand. Only a cobbler truly knows the painstaking work behind crafting a beautiful pair of shoes. When leather pieces first arrive at the factory, it's hard to imagine they'll actually become boots. First, they have to cut out the patterns from the fabric. To do this, they use molds and presses, which saves a lot of time. Next comes the manual work. Pieces are stitched together using a sewing machine, then placed onto a mold. It's at this point that the product starts looking like footwear. A sole is stitched on, a heel is added, and the bottom is attached. During the final touches, the leather edges are sanded, polished, and painted. After all of this, the price of handmade shoes doesn't appear quite so high, wouldn't you say? I'm sure you've checked out those videos where they make those cool tables with epoxy resin. It's always so satisfying to watch, so let's check out another one. A guy carved a piece of wood, smoothed it out, and treated it with a special solution. Then comes the magic part, or rather, fractal burning. It's a method where patterns are created on the wood using high voltage electricity. Now those beautiful lightning-like patterns can be filled with epoxy resin. You need to mix the main components and pour the prepared liquid. In 24 hours, when the resin had hardened, the guy took it out and finished the countertop, sanded it down, rounded the edges, and coated it with special varnish. It's hard to believe someone could create such beauty almost entirely on their own from scratch. Himalayan salt boasts numerous health benefits, which could explain its higher price tag compared to regular salt. Or perhaps it's because it's not so easy to come by. This type of salt is only found in one location, in Pakistan. It's said that there's an incredibly beautiful mine there, spanning 19 levels. They say the salt reserves there could last for hundreds of years to come. All salt is hand harvested, which takes more time than using machines or explosives, but it's the way to keep the salt crystal structure intact and protect the environment. Workers use specialized tools to gather small salt blocks that look like rocks. After that, these blocks make their way to the factory where they're sorted based on their size. At this stage, the salt gets sorted depending on what it's going to be used for: cooking, decorating, or wellness. Believe it or not, they even make lamps from this type of salt. Don't feel sorry for that bus. It's done with its days on the road anyway. Right now, they're taking it apart for a reason. Soon it'll be turned into a pipe. I'm not kidding. They'll gather up the metal scraps and send them to a factory where they'll turn them into raw materials. Next, this billet is heated up and pierced, transforming into a hollow shell. Following that, it goes through hot rolling. I imagine it gets pretty hot for the workers in this shop, to put it mildly. After that, the pipe is elongated and its diameter is reduced. It's at this point that the pipe shell becomes thinner. The final stage involves either rolling or extrusion, where the material is forced through a shaping hole. The result is new seamless pipes. Remember, not long ago they were a bus. Making glass items is surprisingly captivating. You heat the glass in an oven until it's scorching hot, making it quite malleable, almost like clay.
Just as a soup bowl.
But it cools down fast, so the craftsman always keeps a torch at hand. While the material is still hot, they can shape it almost any way they want. Glass can be bent, cut, and even blown using special tools. Check out these guys in action. They're real pros. No wonder they created such a masterpiece. Just like everyone today, you surely appreciate your smartphone. Let's take a look at the manufacturing process and see how they make the device that's now essential for daily life. It all begins here. A robot meticulously crafts the casing. And the motherboard of the smartphone. That's right. The machine does the cutting, installing, and linking of all the parts. And it does it remarkably accurate and swiftly. A single production line can whip up 8,000 motherboards daily. But despite the machines working so efficiently, humans are still essential. During the fitting of cameras, screens, and other bits, quality checks will be conducted by production workers. They'll even check how sleek each phone's casing is. Perhaps that's why holding a new smartphone always feels so satisfying. Ceramic items can be found in almost every household. Yet, you probably don't often think about how much time and effort goes into making a simple vase. It all starts at the mining site, where they extract materials essential for manufacturing. In the gorges, they collect clay material. Afterwards, these need to be pulverized, cleared from various impurities, and mixed. This results in a uniform mass, good for molding. After taking shape, the clay needs some time to air dry. Then comes the glazing process. This gives ceramic products their shiny, smooth finish. And then comes the crucial step, firing in the kiln. After being heated to a minimum of 800 degrees Celsius, the product emerges as you see it in stores. Over at this production site, they're making something really important. It all starts in a private forest where they cut down trees. After being sorted by type and diameter, they're shipped to the factory. The timber gets shredded and sent to a workshop for thermal processing. At this stage, cellulose is produced, followed by rinsing out various impurities from the resulting mixture. Next, the mass undergoes bleaching to achieve a bright white color. Can you guess what they produce here? Yes, it's paper. It started off as this strange, mushy substance, but after drying it out, we now have this thin, delicate paper. Now, this giant roll is ready to head off to another factory. Wonder what they'll turn it into. Aerated concrete is a pretty popular building material. Let's check out how they produce the blocks that are later used for building homes. You'll need quartz sand, limestone, cement, gypsum, aluminum paste, and water to make it. First, you need to grind the sand, then mix it with the other materials. The raw ingredients are mixed thoroughly for a long time to ensure a uniform mixture, which is then poured into a mold. moved to a heated area where it solidifies into a large aerated concrete block. Its strength is enhanced through steam treatment. After that, the blocks are ready to be cut and packed. What you're seeing here is a really expensive operation, but it's not because the machines themselves are super pricey. It's all about what they're making: solid gold bars. To make ingots, they use either old gold, like jewelry or scraps, or gold dust. This is a powdery substance with a dirty yellow color and a high gold content. First, the raw material always goes through melting to blend into a single mass. The mass is checked for quality, cooled down, turned into a slab, and then, if the quality is good, they melt it again. Next, they turn it into pellets. These can be used to make alloys or, as they do here, to create bars. The pellets are melted again, rolled into sheets, and then cut into ingots. After that, it's just a matter of polishing and engraving. In the end, you get lots of gold bars. Despite their small size, they're pretty pricey. Any idea how much all of this is worth? Let me know your guess in the comments.
Hello everyone. Yeah, weird stuff happens in life all the time. Things that just don't make sense, no matter how you try to explain them logically. Get ready to watch some creepy and unsettling videos that'll make you doubt everything you thought was real. In 2021, this creepy video caught the attention of online viewers. A guy films an absolutely empty bus on his phone. Take a look at the seats on the right side. There are just a couple of water bottles and nothing else. Then, the guy walks over to the monitor showing footage from the CCTV camera inside the same bus. Well, the bus isn't as empty as it seemed at first glance. But if that's really an invisible passenger, why is it only seen on one camera? Is it possible the smartphone camera can't detect paranormal energy? Anyway, one of the most popular opinions turned out to be that the surveillance camera wasn't operating in real time, but was playing back a pre-recorded footage. What's your take on this? Being a security guard may not seem thrilling, but the footage from the surveillance camera at this post tells a different story. Something that looks like one, maybe two entities casually passes by the camera. It's limping a little, and looks a lot more like some mythical being or ghost than an actual human or animal, leaving you wondering what on earth it could be. Technical malfunction? Suspiciously realistic dirt on the lens? Well, could be. There have been cases of strange activity caught on surveillance cameras, but most of the time it's shown up as glowing spots or vague dark shapes without clear outlines, moving in ways that don't seem quite natural. So it's hard to say for sure where it's all coming from. Here's another situation where one might think that it's a camera glitch or just some dirt on the lens. But there's a twist that complicates things. The employee doesn't just glance at that weird glowing spot, he walks up to it and seems to be having a conversation with it. This suggests that it's not just about the recording device itself. Another mystery caught on camera, yet again unanswered. These images, collectively titled Ghost Incident, surfaced on social media in 2020. What's captured in them makes you think the title wasn't just for attention grabbing. Two men were driving along a dark highway in a truck when suddenly their headlights illuminated a woman in white clothing. They were going so fast that the driver couldn't brake in time, swerved ahead, and stopped a bit further down the road. When the men got out of the truck, convinced they'd hit the woman, they found no one and called the police. Officers searched the area and confirmed that there was neither the mysterious woman nor any signs of a crash. Later, during the investigation, they found out that 7 years ago there was a grim incident involving two cars and a girl in a light dress at that exact spot. 3:34 a.m. Some inspectors are passing by the empty train cars at the maintenance station. Seems normal, right? Well, unless you notice something at the very beginning of the video. The most attentive viewers immediately noticed a creepy figure in the window. The face with hollow eye sockets and fingers pressed against the glass. That's enough to send shivers down your spine. Was it an optical illusion, a prank by a co-worker, or perhaps a former employee who vanished under mysterious circumstances and now decided to make a comeback? Opinions were divided, but one thing was certain. Nobody would want to see this thing in the middle of the night in an almost deserted place. We often see faces and shapes in random images or natural patterns, like odd-shaped clouds or patterns on a carpet. This is called pareidolia, a phenomenon most people are familiar with. But there are things even this phenomenon can't quite explain. Like this scene that took place in February 2022 in the sky above Curacaví, a town in the commune of Chile. Do you see that creepy face too? Some think it's just pareidolia, while others link it to conspiracy theories and believe that's a symbol used by occult communities. But there's still no clear answer yet. Here are scenes commonly seen in horror movies. First, the video shows a baby monitor with a picture of a girl on the screen. According to the person who filmed it, it's his daughter who's sleeping in another room. Then, the camera moves, and we see the same little girl in pink pajamas standing next to it. This weird video has racked up more than 5,000 comments with different theories, such as the suggestion that the baby monitor camera froze, or that the two girls are actually twins. In the comments, someone even shared a similar experience, claiming they were watching their sleeping child when suddenly the door to the room opened and their daughter was standing there. Explaining this is much more difficult. Have Have you ever felt that sudden unease and the eerie sensation that someone's watching you for no apparent reason? Well, the guy who filmed the video experienced just that in the middle of the night. He decided to peek out of his window and saw this.
What the f is that in the woods?
The guy's voice trembles with fear, and in the footage you can clearly see two eerie glowing red dots deep in the woods, like someone's sinister stare from the darkness. Comments on the video suggest the cameraman should quickly shut the balcony door, and some even joke about calling demon hunters. The most plausible explanation seems to be that a Stygian owl is lurking among the trees, known for its bright red eyes. Still, it's probably a good idea to lock up all the windows and doors, just to be safe.
What the f is that in the woods? Hello?
Next up is a rather mysterious video from Poland. Along the shore of some body of water, a few people in hazmat suits are trying to lift something from the ground, while two others wait nearby with a medical cart. When the men manage to lift the object, a gigantic tail is revealed, hinting at the possibility of a big fish or even a mermaid. As the video continues, it becomes clear that it is indeed the latter. Perhaps it was footage from a commercial or a movie, or perhaps myths aren't just our ancestors' imagination. On July 11, 2023, a video was posted on TikTok that racked up 4 million views in just 4 days.
Bob, I'm tripping. What the?
It shows a woman walking down the street and suddenly freezing in an unnatural pose, like a character from a video game. People have been debating the reasons behind this strange behavior in the comments. Some suggest that the woman might have obsessive-compulsive disorder, while others think it's an unusual prank on passers-by. But here's the twist. There are no passers-by around. One of the users refused to accept what he saw and insisted that the video was paused. But the person who posted the video denies this, and indeed, just as the woman stands still, a car passes by, leaving you wondering what actually happened. This post, shared on July 31st, 2017 on Facebook, sparked a lively debate among thousands of users about its authenticity. It features footage from Phuket Airport in Thailand, a crowd of people walking along a jet bridge which usually connects the airport terminal to the airplane. The catch? The part of the bridge where the aircraft should be is empty, and passengers seem to be floating through the tunnel, appearing out of nowhere. The video quality isn't clear enough to draw definite conclusions about what happened, but many people think supernatural forces might be at play here. However, not everyone's convinced. Skeptics quickly came up with an alternative explanation, suggesting that the video was played in reverse. They claim the plane had just pulled away from the jet bridge, and at the end you can see a car driving in reverse at high speed. Take another look and share your thoughts in the comments. Many are familiar with a phenomenon called parhelion, which is a type of halo where two suns appear in the sky simultaneously. But what happens next is unlike anything we've ever seen in the sky before. Through the clouds, you can see 3 moons at once. You might think it's just a halo effect, but there's no glowing circle around any of them, and they're all lined up so perfectly, one behind the other. Back in ancient times, people thought it was something mythical, maybe a sign, but who would have guessed that even in the 21st century, explaining something like this would be so hard?
Who didn't finish cutting down this tree?
Nature often surprises us with mysterious phenomena. While some have been known to humanity since ancient times, others are incredibly rare and are seldom captured on camera. The guy who recorded these scenes managed to capture a super rare moment, the appearance and behavior of a ball lightning. What's really cool in this video isn't just how the sphere shimmers and floats for a few seconds in the sky, like a blob of paranormal energy, but also the sounds that accompanies it. Listen again. People living in apartment buildings often run into weird neighbors, but no one expects to see anything like this. Sometimes, cameras catch weird stuff like this. Objects moving or falling on their own, even though nobody touched them. But then there's also the opposite situation, where something just freezes for no apparent reason. Here's something that might make you want to steer clear of the woods late at night. A man walks among the trees when suddenly his flashlight shines onto a mysterious creature in the distance, and then he just turns around and bolts. But apparently, this wasn't his only encounter with a strange creature. Experts in the paranormal have suggested that this might be a crawler, a fictional creature that typically dwells underground, only emerging to the surface in complete darkness. As with all supernatural tales, there are more questions than answers here. But these scenes definitely make you think twice about going out alone at night. In 2018, a basketball fan was watching a game as usual when suddenly he spotted something totally strange on the screen.
Coming up. They're ready to go. Chauncey, Jalen, Michelle, and Paul.
This moment, captured live, raised a bunch of questions. Why does the guy's face look so lifeless? What's the deal with the other guy touching his head? All of this made many viewers speculate and wonder if the person in front of them was even alive. Even media personalities, reporters, and many others watching the game were shocked by what they saw. We've learned from horror flicks and folklore that animals seem to have a sixth sense for detecting the supernatural. That's why when a dog or cat stares at a spot or acts restless, it sends shivers down our spine. Sometimes, moments caught on camera make many people seriously wonder, are we really alone in the universe? One video, in particular, has caused quite a stir. Colombian model Valentina Rueda Velez shared it on social media. In the video, taken from a private plane at an altitude of 20,000 feet, a disc-shaped object can be clearly seen zooming past at high speed. The video quickly caught attention and sparked various theories. Some doubt its authenticity, or suggest it could have been just a drone, while others hail it as the best UFO footage in human history. The next unsettling event was noticed in the sky over Peru's capital. Mysterious glowing bands glide through the air, seemingly on their own. It's clear they're not reflections in the glass, yet some speculate that they might be holograms or even a peculiar form of miniature northern lights. Whatever it is, it sparked lively debates, but never got a solid explanation. Around 6 months ago, a pretty creepy picture popped up on Reddit. It shows a hospital bed with a strange shadow looming nearby. The picture was shared online by the daughter of one of the nursing home staff members. Her mum was working the night shift around 4 a.m. when an alarm went off from a distant room. When the staff rushed to the room, they immediately noticed the outline of someone standing by the patient's bed. The silhouette in the photo resembles a person, and there's something resembling a necklace around their neck. What's even more unsettling is that, as the co-worker's daughter puts it, her mum has been on the night shifts for years, but she's never come across anything like this before. This video was captured by a surveillance camera at the site of an abandoned coal mine that operated from the late 19th to the mid-20th century. This place has a history filled with dark secrets and mysteries, giving rise to many legends about ghosts haunting the area. In the video, we can clearly see a tall, dark figure crossing the landscape. The person who recorded it claims that the height of the silhouette was around 10 feet, when compared to his friend stood at the same spot and is about 6 feet tall. A decade ago in Nashville, Tennessee, a woman was admitted to the hospital in critical condition. Footage from her hospital room camera captured something that sparked lively discussions among users, and the recording got over 1,500 comments. People noticed small glowing spots floating around the bedside of a seriously ill female patient, sparking speculation about supernatural forces supposedly keeping her tethered to our world. Viewers were left to guess, some suggesting mystical explanations, while others shared similar experiences of their own. In any case, it sparked deep contemplation about the nature of our being and the enigmas surrounding human existence.
Tonight on News 13. Reporting live in Miramar Beach, Faith Graham, News 13, Panhandle Strong.